So I think some of what's changing the game in this market is there's a couple of things. One is, camera resolution is increasing. The other is the fact that there's much more data being collected by cameras. So there's audio information, radar, GPS data, RFID tag information, things like that. So the amount of data produced per camera is going up. And the other component of it is that people are realizing that there's business value to the data. So where this industry was all about security and surveillance, they're finding that there's information that can be used to improve marketing or logistics or reducing infrastructure costs that are coming from this video-based data. So the transition that is going to happen is going to be a lot more analytical application being applied to that data and people extracting business value out of it and moving security and surveillance from a cost center into an investment area for companies. So I think one of the key opportunities is in the storage area. So the amount of content being produced, the higher resolution, it's creating larger and larger data sets. This is not a market that traditionally looked at storage in the past because data was retained for very short periods of time. And so now that those retention times are increasing and there's more value to the data, a place for integrators to look is for where that data is going to be stored, because those digital assets are at the core of a company's business moving forward. So we're just at the start of that transition. We're seeing HD adoption has increased more rapidly than originally forecast. So it's actually the HD camera adoption rate's about 42.3% compound annual growth rate. So as that transition continues to take place, it's going to put a lot of strains on the rest of the infrastructure. So higher performing storage, higher capacity storage, easier to access and manage storage is going to be a transition. And it's very different from the IT-centric storage that's existed in the past. So what people are going to need to look for is solutions that were really designed for video applications, and that's going to create a great business opportunity for them. So this is a tremendous venue in a tremendous market. So the Russian market itself is the fourth or fifth largest surveillance and security market worldwide. There's a very interesting mix of technology companies here, both forward-looking as well as companies that have traditionally been in the business. So we're finding that the conversations we're having are not just about present-day needs, but also directionally, where do we think things are going in the future? And as a company that's steeped in innovation, we have a lot of patents and intellectual property around data storage and data movement. We find that the feedback we're getting from the audience here is absolutely tremendous, and absolutely love the venue. So it's very interesting being here for the first time and seeing a mix of types of companies, both traditional as well as emerging technologies. We're finding that questions were being asked by the visitors. They're a lot more technically astute than visitors that we traditionally see at these type of shows. So it's been a very fascinating, both from a partnering aspect as well as from an audience aspect.